Are you part of a nonprofit organization, a youth group looking to raise cash for your cause? Stay tuned at the end of this video to learn how you can bring the action and excitement of the Millennium Wrestling Federation to your town live, featuring the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Kingston, Friday night, January 19th. The first ever 205 Live Cruiserweight Tour comes to Kingston. Don't miss Enzo Amore as he defends his WWE Cruiserweight Championship against Kalisto with special guest referee Nia Jax, and as a very special attraction,
Now I have been waiting for you.
delete! Woken Matt Hardy tries to delete Bray Wyatt in an epic match. Plus, Hideo Itami live. It's the first ever 205 Live Cruiserweight Tour in Kingston. Friday night, January 19th. Tickets are available.
Philadelphia on Royal Rumble weekend. Get ready for Jim Ross's most intimate event yet, the Slobberknocker Session. Sunday, January the 28th at 12 noon, live at the Diamond Club of Citizens Bank Ballpark, just a stone's throw away from the Wells Fargo Center. This exclusive engagement is limited to only 100 fans and includes an uncensored question and answer session with JR, along with receiving a copy of his must-read autobiography, Slobberknocker, that JR will personally autograph for you, and take out your smartphone and pose for a photo with the WWE Hall of Famer that'll make you the envy of your social media circle. Tickets are available now at ticketfly.com. Philadelphia, let's hear from Jim Ross himself about his return to the city of brotherly love.
Well, just like the cat says, Slobberknocker, the Slobberknocker sessions are on sale now. And I encourage you to check out ticketfly.com if you're coming to the Royal Rumble, if you're going to be in Philadelphia on Royal Rumble Sunday, January the 28th. Noon is our starting time. Ticketfly.com has the tickets. The tickets are $75. With that, you get a signed book and a personalized book, signed, whatever you want, and the picture of you and I on your camera, your device, and then a private Q&A with us, 100 of us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Very intimate, very casual, and I like to be able to look them in the eye. The fans are the greatest in the world. They motivate me, and I will do my best to entertain and motivate you. So the Slobberknocker sessions on sale now, ticketfly.com. I'd love to see you there, the first one ever, on Sunday, January 28th, high noon in Philly.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner and around the world, I'm Dan Marotti.
And I'm John Cena Sr., interrupting Dan Marotti.
Before we get going with the news, fans, let's run this down for you. Now, you're going to be in New Orleans for WrestleMania 34 this spring. Well, for the third consecutive year, the Millennium Wrestling Federation will be part of the WrestleCon convention that takes place WrestleMania weekend, Friday, April the 6th through Sunday, April the 8th. You're talking about hundreds of professional wrestling superstars from every era for you to meet up close and personal, a true chance to create a moment in memory in your life with some of your favorite superstars. John Cena Sr. will be with us. He is going to have with him an authentic ring-used WWE belt that his son John Cena had during his illustrious run thus far. Talking about a man that was part of the very first WrestleMania, a frenemy of John Cena Sr.'s over the years, Cowboy Bob Orton. What about a gentleman that had a 16-year run in WWE, held multiple championships, Hardcore Bob Holly, along with the true Professional Wrestling Hall of Famer, the patriarch of the legendary Hennig family, Larry the Axe Hennig himself, the father of Mr. Perfect, the grandfather of Curtis Axel. Between now and Christmas, we have a special VIP package sale going on where you'll save over 60% off the regular price, and it includes a free WWE t-shirt, a free autographed Christmas card from John Cena Sr. mailed to you, and free entry into a merchandise giveaway we're going to have in New Orleans. We can't do endeavors like this for free, unfortunately, but we strive to give you the best value and the best experiences in professional wrestling. Head on over to BostonWrestling.com now to get your WrestleCon VIP package today. All right, Johnny, again, it is the holiday season, a heck of a lot going on. But what has been in the news, and a lot of fans have been asking, this one, Susan Pibb from North Reading, Massachusetts. Johnny, what do you think about the news that has been released that Big Dave Batista has been in negotiations with Vince McMahon for not a part-time, but a full-time return, including house shows, to WWE, as Batista himself noted on Jim Ross's podcast?
You know, all I can say is this. A valuable commodity like Batista is worth his weight in gold. Great performer, great athlete. I think Dave Batista has done super well in films. As a matter of fact, he just landed 2 more films. I think if I were Dave Batista, my body is healthy, my body is strong. I think I'd negotiate maybe a little bit something different on a part-time basis, selective appearances. Look, WWE, the greatest organization in the world for professional wrestling. I think Dave Batista should stick to what he really enjoys, and that's acting.
Well, Johnny, this is something he wants to do. I don't think it's being force-fed to him. If you go back to the return in 2014, he certainly could have negotiated the deal of his choice. At this point in time, how many legends are there can WWE draw from that aren't under regular contract with them already?
That last deal he had, the last comeback he had, was a disaster.
It was, and it wasn't his fault.
No, it was a disaster. And my whole thing is, you know what? First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. And no matter how ironclad it becomes, and I'm not knocking anybody, but I think, you know, he's found a new venue in his life. He's found something that he really has enjoyed. He's a big hit in Guardians of the Galaxy. He did that thing with a James Bond movie. He's got this new movie coming up. Look, I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Wrestling is something that will always be in our hearts. My heart, Dave Batista's, my son's, Triple H. So why not spread the jam on the bread so that each piece of bread gets a portion of the jam? I don't think because let's put it this way. He signs a full-time contract with the WWE, including house shows. Now I want you to make a movie, Dave, but I really wish I could use you, but if you get hurt in that ring, you're no good to me. You know, so I think he really has to give a lot of thought to this. I'm sure the WWE has, because the WWE wants what's best for their performers and especially their fans. But I think at this stage of the game, I think it's time to sit back and take a look at where you're going and what's going to give you the greatest return.
But if this is something Batista wants to do, he only has a limited amount of shelf life left, if you want to really be honest about it. I mean, to keep up that look and that physique, and a man that's certainly advancing in age into his 40s and then into his 50s, I mean, how much more time does Batista have to have a run like this, if that's what he wants?
You know what? You made a couple of comments there, but he's assuming that he'll be accepted when he gets back. I'm not being a wise guy. The assumption is he was booed out of the arenas the last time. What makes him think that coming back is going to be any better for him? Because he's going to be labeled, regardless if he comes back full-time, they're going to label him as a part-timer because sooner or later he's going to have to make that movie. And then once again, we're going to be, how do you juggle these two? You're under full-time contract with the WWE, plus house shows. You're a valuable commodity. You're making a lot of money. You could be on the set of a movie and get hurt. Now what happens to your contract with WWE? I'm not saying don't do it, but I say whoever negotiates this, it's going to be negotiated so it covers everybody's butts. And I'm going to tell you, one of the best businessmen of professional wrestling, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, will assure that his collateral is taken care of.
Well, I think what happened in 2014 was very sad overall. I think Batista had to take a bullet for what diehard fans were resenting on television each week. That was the Daniel Bryan movement time.
Yep.
They wanted Bryan in the Royal Rumble. They wanted Bryan to win the Royal Rumble after the WWE failed to try and put him into the Wyatt family and turn him heel.
Yep.
And then in Pittsburgh, on that night in 2014, Big Dave Batista won the Rumble. Daniel Bryan wasn't even involved in the Rumble match itself. He competed in a singles match against Randy Orton earlier on. And again, it was like Batista took the backlash for the fans being disappointed about Daniel Bryan. That was also a very crazy time in wrestling, as your good friend CM Punk decided to leave the company on no notice. But Batista, he worked his ass off. He wasn't a guy that wanted to come in and just do TV tapings. He was out there working the house shows, much like he talks about wanting to do now. He went over Put Daniel Bryan over, no problem. A guy that is a dwarf compared to him. If you looked at it from realistically in a real fight with Batista's background, and I think he does jiu-jitsu and things like that. I know he's done some
yep,
MMA.
He does it all, yep.
He could crush Daniel Bryan, I would
Without
presume. I would presume.
No, without a doubt.
He put over every member of the Shield as needed on pay-per-view and in singles matches on Raw at a time when Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose were not as over as they are now by any stretch of the imagination, and he gave them his rub as a former WWE World Champion. And I think the disrespect that was showed to him by the fans was very unfortunate. And I don't know, again, how much it was towards Batista as it was towards the material that was presented for fans on television as a whole.
Why don't you put it right to, I mean, why beat around the bush? Just simply say the writers screwed up. Let's be real here. The writers screwed up with Dave Batista. They didn't use him right. They used him in what they felt was correct, but it backfired. It backfired on everyone. I just think that if he does decide to come back, when and if he does, he's got to think long and hard. Is it going to be a 6-month? Is it going to be a 1 year? Is it going to be a 2-year? Anything.
Oh, I think a very, very limited full-time return would be for the best
Let's say
for
6 months.
I think that would be perfect.
And I wouldn't disagree with that. But in the meantime, I want to sign you to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But I wish I could use you, Dave. But you know what? You could get hurt in that ring. I'm sorry. We'll just have to find somebody else to play Drax.
I'm playing off of memory right here, but I remember reading an article or an interview that Batista had done after Guardian of the Galaxy's release, and he made it sound like he tried to smarten WWE up to the fact just how big Guardians of the Galaxy was going to go on to become, and they kind of scoffed at it. And I think, I don't know, I've enjoyed that movie much more than a lot of The Rock's releases.
You know what? I don't throw mud at anybody, but when you see a good movie, you see a good movie.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Perfect for the demographic they're trying to draw to their television shows and live events right now.
Well, it was great. I took your advice and went and saw it at Showcase Cinemas in Revere in that 4K.
Did you see it in the 4D?
DX. Oh, my God. I'll tell you something. That was great. Water in your face, seats moving, punching.
Oh, you didn't tell me that you went.
I had to go. I said, no, it can't be that good. So now the Avengers is there, the Super...
Justice League.
Justice League. That's the guys.
Do you think it's worth the money that they charge for?
I do, and I would highly recommend it. I'm giving them a plug, as you just noticed.
You know, why don't we send them the link on Twitter, Johnny? Showcase Cinema, Revere, Massachusetts.
Revere, Massachusetts. If you don't do anything, do yourself and your family a favor and go to that 4K, 4D, but it's 4D, 4K, 3D active movie. You won't be sorry.
If you have ever been to the Universal Studios amusement park,
Yep.
It's like going on one of those rides at Universal
Definitely.
in Orlando
Yep.
through a 2-hour movie.
It's great. It's
Even
fantastic.
a bad movie is great in
It
the
was
4D.
good.
Yeah,
it was. So
it costs a couple of bucks.
Showcase Cinemas, right on.
Costs a couple of bucks more than a regular movie ticket, but the experience is you won't forget it.
The difference was like $10, but you know what?
I don't even think it was that much.
But I think it was great, and I can't wait to get on and see Justice League.
All right, Johnny, let's get that magic pencil out from behind the ear. If you were the man behind the presentation of WWE for a big Dave Batista return, what would you like to see happen with him?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do with Dave Batista is either going to bring him back in some type of character. That character would be maybe similar to what he does as Drax, the Destroyer. But you'd really have to have a great storyline. And you'd really have to allow him to go over to maintain what he deserves. And that is that starship that he has earned. Nobody handed it to Dave, Triple H, The Undertaker. Nobody handed it to anybody. They worked their asses off to get where they were. So my whole thing is I would write something that's going to be really devastating and really like bring you right into the picture. So Dave becomes, I want to watch. I want to see what's going to happen next. I think that's part of the problem. The stories today you don't want to pick up where you left off. And when you go to pick up when you left off, it's only been on a month, but it's over. So I think Dave Batista, I would definitely write something strong, come out as that Drax Destroyer type individual in his own character, Dave Batista, and let him begin to become the Destroyer. Maybe he goes after Kevin Owens. Maybe he starts to destroy the Wyatt family. Maybe we get him involved in some of that dark voodoo magic. But that would be something that I would do.
All right, wrestling fans, you heard it from John Cena Sr. himself. Let's move on over to the hard cam. Again, we have great series of videos we're producing here with John Cena Sr. Wrestling Insiders, along with Memories and Legends each and every Thursday night at 7 p.m. over on the BostonWrestling.com super site. I mean, we have so many requests from the fans, it isn't even funny. We'll try and do the best we can with them in the ensuing days and weeks. From my dear friend, close personal friend, John Cena Sr. I am Dan Marotti. We hope you and yours have can I be non-politically correct, Johnny? Can I?
What would you like to be non-politically correct?
I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas.
That's not non-politically correct. That's the way it's supposed to be. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays? Come on, get with it, guys.
Until we speak again, folks, you and yours, be well. I'm Dan Marotti.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
Let us tell you how the action and excitement of the Millennium Wrestling Federation can help raise cash for your nonprofit cause. Experience the action and excitement of the Millennium Wrestling Federation live in your city, throughout New England, the tri-state area, down through the Carolinas, out to our friends in the Midwest and beyond.
If your nonprofit organization is looking for an interactive turnkey experience while putting the fun into fundraising, you've met the perfect tag team partner to work with every step of the way.
The MWF offers a variety of packages for groups of almost any size, from our live events at the Boston Garden, the Kowloon Entertainment Dining Complex, and the legendary Suffolk Downs, to high school gyms and function halls. We've presented live events everywhere and anywhere.
Since 2001, the MWF's mission has been simple: keep the kids off the streets. Under the leadership of President David Reese, we bring the superstars of yesterday, today, and tomorrow to your town. Not for a wrestling show, but an event that features action-packed in-ring wrestling, autograph, pose photo opportunities, Q&A sessions, and so much more. It's the best of sports and entertainment. The week of your event, we can add on to the endeavor with anti-bullying campaigns, library meet and greet reads, youth sport concussion seminars, and more.
Our live events are fit for fans of any age from 5 to 95. This fall is part of our new Kids Club program. We offer live event experiences exclusively for the youngest of fans. On the flip side, we can produce a tailor-made event for fans of an older demographic as well. We work with you every step of the way to get the word out to fans near and far on our local television offerings and to over 50,000 fans and growing on our social media platforms.
Your success is our success. If your group has had enough of candy bar and wrapping paper sales and has the energy to team with our passionate fan base, bringing the NWF experience to your community is the answer to put smiles on faces while raising cash for your cause.
Contact us today to get the ball rolling for your custom-made event that you'll want to bring back year after year to your community.
Don't just take it from us. Here are the folks we've teamed up with in the past.
Through the ages, across generations, we've searched to know everything. Now, our biggest questions will be answered. It's absolutely everything you need to know about WWE. From inside the ring facts to beyond the ring history, everything WWE is right here. Absolutely everything you need to know. Available now online or wherever books are sold.